Jason, calling in
Yeah,
from the Netherlands. Very recently, I interviewed Nima from the Netherlands as well. I believe you know him, correct?
that's completely correct. It's a very good and also old friend of mine. We already know each other for like 10 to 15 years. Amazing friend, and also now a fellow companion towards financial freedom. We're working hard.
So, which one of you joined the real world first? Was it you or Nima?
It was Nima. It was Nima, and he was so enthusiastic. He dragged me all the way in, and up to this day, I'm still so grateful that he did.
Oh. And did you? I mean, Nima would have found out about the real world through Andrew Tate. So, did you know about Tate before you joined, or was everything new to you?
Yeah, I looked it up based upon actually Nima. He was talking about the real world, and I was really curious what it was all about. And when you go ahead and search for information on the real world, you of course get also into the whole Tate stream. And I watched several long interviews of him where he really was elaborating on several subjects, and it really resonated with me. So for me, it was then like, yeah, a no-brainer to get in actually.
Okay. And then you join, you see all the campuses that are available to join. What did you choose to go into?
I have to be honest, in the beginning, it was really overwhelming. Like, lots of people in my environment know me as the course guy. I'm always buying courses, trying to develop new skills, trying to do and to learn lots of new things. So I had quite some experience with courses, but this was on a whole nother level. If I have to say, it's so practical, the real world, in so many ways, and I can elaborate on that later, that I was a little bit overwhelmed of the value I actually got. So first, for the first few weeks, I was a bit overwhelmed and finding my way around. And after that, I decided to learn a skill that I could monetize online to gain more freedom. And that brought me eventually into copywriting.
And that's interesting because the screenshot I saw from you, which made me invite you on, was for crypto. So then I guess there's two things to go into there, copywriting and crypto. So for now, let's go along the copywriting route. Did you have any experience with copywriting before you joined?
No, not at all. Not at all. I knew how to write my resume and some cover letters, but that was basically it. Actually, I'm a certified medical doctor. I studied for lots of years to eventually realize that I still have no freedom and I am really stuck into the system, as you can say. So for me, I was looking for new ways to make money. I'm also a little bit older, so the whole online scene was also new to me. And I went to several campuses, the copywriting campus, the finance campus, also the e-commerce. And eventually I looked into things and I found that copywriting suited me the best because I really like writing and I needed to develop a skill to sell.
Right, makes sense. So how did that scale for you? When did you land your first client? What was your anticipation there? How long did you think it would take you to land that client? And yeah, anything else there?
Yeah, it's really funny that you're beginning about that because what everybody does, at least I did when I joined the real world, I was looking into the wins channel where you can actually see what people land, how much money they make, all their victories, and you're seeing that. And in the beginning, you're thinking they're just lucky, or how can this be that so many people are just succeeding? So you're in the beginning, for me, it was a little bit crazy to see actually. And after a while, you're starting out yourself. I started just with taking the lessons one by one, really disciplined. And for me, it was really interesting to grasp upon that everything, the whole foundation was there. You only have to do it. All the information was there. All the coaching is there. Everything is there to make you succeed. And the only thing you have to do is to actually do it. They cannot make it any easier for you. And that was also the case in my journey. I started out with the lessons for a couple of weeks, and after like 4 weeks, I just started reaching out to cold clients to see if I can do something for them, and just being persistent, like sending out mails, mail by mail, and like I think after 4 or 5 weeks, I landed my first client. So that was for me a huge victory.
Right. And are you comfortable revealing figures you made through copywriting since landing that first client?
Yeah, for sure. I think the first client brought me in like I think $300, so that was already a lot for something for doing like something online, and also applying your new skill. And after that, it went into several thousands. So that was for me like the money was nice and amazing, but what was even better was actually the mindset and to see that it is possible to learn a new skill, to monetize that, and to succeed online. That was for me more powerful actually than the money it brought in.
Right. And then freedom, as you were saying, you can't be free
Yeah,
as a medical doctor. But with this,
exactly.
you can be anywhere in the world. Now, crypto, what made you decide to get into that?
Yeah, first I was a bit traumatized. I think, as most people, I was already in crypto in 2017. Was kind of a good year to start because
Yep.
on every side things were mooning and you were making lots of money. I also made a lot of money, but also lost like most of it. So I was a bit traumatized. I was like, this crypto is nothing for me. I made a lot of money and lost it. It's a big scam, all of it. So actually, I was deciding to quit crypto, never go back in. Until I was just in the real world. I went through the copywriting campus. Of course, you always, at least I did, I sneak peeked into some other campuses as well to see what's going on and what's popping. And I read similar stories from other students that experienced the exact same thing. So also that really resonated with me, and decided, at least I decided to get back in again, to follow the lessons, follow the instructions, follow the signals. And that, had some good returns, I can say.
Nice. Okay. And in terms of returns, are you comfortable revealing, let's say, profit loss percentage?
Yeah, I can say like I gained 30% in profit during a bear market. So not even a bull market, but during a bear market. And that's, I have to say, that's insane. That's insane.
Mhm.
I'm just listening to the professors. They're calling out the shots and I'm just following. That's all I do.
Interesting. So it wasn't even something you developed yourself. You just, while working on copywriting, listen to professor signals and then making money on the side.
Exactly. Exactly. And I was surprised myself as well. It just came out of curiosity because I was just looking into the other channels to see what's popping. But hey, it worked and it gave me huge returns. So I'm up to this day. I am Adam. If you're looking, I'm still really grateful for what you did, and
Mm.
keep on doing good work as a professor. Yeah.
Right. Just the interview before this, I was speaking to someone who said it's insane. Adam's masterclass, I guess you wouldn't have gone through it because you're just following the signals. But the things that Adam teaches in his masterclass, quant trading, I think he said, that's worth like tens of thousands of dollars in terms of institutional investing. Like he was just saying how crazy it is that it's being taught for $50 within
Yeah.
the real world. So yeah, you can either choose to just follow their signals or learn the strategy yourself. So yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. You can choose. And what I was saying, the value is insane. I've gone through many courses in my life, and I'm telling this just honestly. And the real world is so practical. The name says it already. Like it prepares you to the real world. It's no theoretical uh, big book that you have to get through. Everything is practical, directly applicable. It's yeah. I'm really I'm really excited.
All right. So how different is your average day now compared to before you joined the real world?
Yeah, it's insane. First, I was bound to actually being at a certain place at a certain time. Um, as a doctor, you have to see patients, and now it's getting less and less. I still like my job in the sense that I like to have a few days a week where I can actually be with patients, but it's a choice and it's not a must. And I think that's already a really big difference. And now I'm gradually shifting towards a fully online existence and like working existence.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for me a big difference.
Right. So where do you plan on scaling everything? So you have copywriting, crypto. Do you plan on anything else? Or yeah, how are you focusing on those things?
Yeah, the copywriting business is just going as it goes. It has some good returns, stable returns as well. What I'm now into is I have a business with other the real world brothers actually. that I met through there. So that's one positive thing, because you're meeting lots of like-minded people that are also on the hustle and want to make something out of their working life. And besides that, I am also looking into opportunities to get more into sales. That's something that's also like a recurring theme. Lots of the professors also endorse it. So that's something I'm looking into right now as we speak.
Right, makes sense. Okay, now, what would you say was the biggest challenge you faced when you first started out with copywriting?
The biggest challenge is just me. You also learn a lot in the campuses about mindset, and every single thing is true. Like, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. I think that's a good saying. And it also was also applicable to me. I mean, I wanted to get rich, but like putting into the effort and also overcoming your own fears about money, about making money, about learning new skills, reaching out. That's something that's true. I mean, everything is being presented on a silver platter for you, and you have to do it. But that's also the hardest thing. And it's also a fight against yourself. But then again, the professors and the other students are also there to help you with that.
So, a bigger question for you. Let me know if you need to take time to think about it. What would you say have been the 3 biggest lessons you've learned from your time within the real world?
3 biggest lessons. Really good question, actually. I think the first one, I can also refer to my sentence before, is that one, you have to get yourself accountable for everything you do. You have to hold yourself accountable for everything you do. That is the most important thing. You can get all of the knowledge, all of the help, but at the end of the day, you have to do it. Holding yourself accountable is by far for me number 1. Number 2 is for me actually a practical guide to navigate into the whole online world nowadays. I'm from a different generation. I didn't grow up with a mobile phone. I didn't grow up with making money online. So for me, it was a whole new world I was getting into. So that was a big lesson, that there is so much money online out there to get. That would, for me, be lesson number 2, to see that it's possible and actually that people are making money with that. And number 3, the biggest lesson is that you have to surround yourself with like-minded people. You hear it in lots of different podcasts about motivation, but you're the sum of the 5 people you spend most time with. And if you spend more time in the campus, you're spending more time with like-minded people that are reaching, or at least aiming for the same goals as you're aiming for. So I think those 3 lessons are by far for me the most valuable out of the real world.
Very nice. And why do you think they only charge $50 for all the value they provide?
I see it as charity. I mean, for the $50 they're charging and the value they're giving, they're really genuinely helping people out of the system. And if you don't believe it, try it. That's all I'm saying. The value you're getting is, you cannot even compare it by what you're paying. I've paid thousands of euros and dollars for courses that were providing not even 1% of what I'm getting in the real world.
So I'd like to go on to a more personal note now. What kind of an impact would you say Tate has had on you?
I think that's a really, really good question. For me, it has been a very lone wolf kind of journey towards where I'm heading right now, like financially, personally, spiritually, and to see that you're not alone in this life to get to the things you want to get is really, really powerful. For me, I cannot compare it to anything else. To recognize the struggle he's been through, the achievements he has had. It's so powerful to see that's possible and that you're not alone in this. Because the average guy doesn't think this way, doesn't have these types of ambitions, doesn't have this urge, this hunger to get more. Lots of people are saying it, but not a lot of people actually feel it and live it. And to get into a group of so many like-minded people is so extremely powerful, and also something I'm really grateful for. And that's something he really brought me to resonate and to recognize. I think his voice is really yeah, really powerful into giving other people a voice. And yeah, I think that's something that's really resonating with me.
Right. And I see is that a wedding ring on your finger?
That's right, man. That's completely
So
right.
then I hear a child in the background as well. So I'm wondering, what does your wife think about what you're doing in terms of you changing career from a medical field to copywriting? And then maybe if she's seen you listening to Tate as well, like what does she think about that?
She stands completely behind me. It's really funny that you're starting about it because it's also something that has been in the back of my mind before. What are other people going to think? What society going to think? Because there are lots of people who are having different opinions. But and there's a really big but in this. Um, I'm delivering results. I'm learning things I didn't get taught in school before. I'm getting money in. I'm living a better life. I have more freedom. I'm providing for my family. So that is so extremely powerful that yeah, that already says enough. I mean, you can say a lot, but if your deeds speak more than your words, and you can actually show and provide, nothing else has to be said.
Right, beautiful. I love that. And to end off, what would you say to people who are still skeptical about joining the real world? So maybe they think it's a scam for those $50, even after listening to your story. What advice would you have to them?
You don't have to, first of all, but do your own research. Do your own research. That's the most important thing. We're also, as humans, we're so prone to having an opinion already about something when we don't know the facts, when we don't have the full information. So whenever you're doubting, whenever you're skeptical, first do your own research. It's fine to have whatever opinion you want in life, but do your own research. Talk to people who can provide you with this information. Go to the website, look things up. If you're doubting, do your own research. For me, that is quite evident, especially as I was saying before, as somebody who has been through lots of courses, trying to learn lots of new skills. Do your own research because the value is there. You only have to get it.
So I appreciate your time. For people who want to find out more about you or contact you, why can they do so?
They can find me on Instagram. Actually, you can find me on the handle Jason Hussein with HSSAIN, and I'm happy to help people out. You can always contact me, reach me. It's also about giving back, so that's really important to me.
Yep. I will add that to the description of the video. And Jason, I look forward to doing a follow-up with you in, let's say, 3 months or so to see how things go for you and follow up on your journey. Until then, I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time as well. And I'm looking forward. Let's do that.